This is a low back strengthening routine. I hurt my back in 2017. I had really bad sciatica, pain down the leg for multiple years. And until I started doing these next three movements, I had a lot of back pain. So the three movements that we're gonna go over are the split squat, the seated good morning, and then the QL crunch. So this is the split squat, and the split squat lengthens out the hip flexor while building strength in the knee. So to start, you can use two poles. You elevate your front leg. Feet are on train tracks, so not a tight rope. So you want your feet hip width apart. And then you come down. You get that full bend in the knee, so your front heel can come up. Come right back up. Back heel stays up. And you come down. Try to straighten out the back leg, and then you stay upright with your torso. So you do this until you can get the hamstring to cover the calf, back leg straight, torso's upright. And then when that becomes easy, then you can ditch the poles, lower. So train tracks, tall torso, hamstring over the front calf. Good place to start is 3 sets of 10, all the way to the point where you can do it from the ground. Coming down, coming back up. So for me, I had my low back injury was on the left, so my hip flexor on the left side was way tighter. And when I first started doing this a year ago, I couldn't go from the floor, but now I can get down all the way. And then after you go from the floor, then you can use dumbbells to load yourself, and then eventually a barbell on your back. All right, so this one's the seated good morning, and this lengthens out the glutes and then the groin. So you start with your feet in a little bit wide, so you're in a V position. You're gonna get a big chest. We grab 2 small dumbbells to start, and then I'm gonna hinge my hips back as my chest goes forward, and then I'm gonna push back up. I'm gonna think about pushing my knees out. Weight's gonna stay in my heels, and then I'm gonna come back up. If you have a mirror, if you have access to a mirror, you can look in it, check to see if your low back is rounding, because you don't want it to round, you want it to be straight. Go back up, and then eventually, when you can bring the weights all the way to the floor with a flat back, then you can ditch the weights. You grab a barbell, you start light, put it on your back. I like going low bar position. Shout out my buddy Joey, influenced me to do the low bar. But you go low bar, and then you do the same thing, and then you think about trying to get your belly button to the bench first. Go slow, you'll feel that stretch in the groin, glutes. It's okay to feel the low back, but you shouldn't feel any pain in it. If you do feel pain, then you could just limit the range of motion, and that's what we do with everything. If you have any pain, just back up the range until you don't feel it, so you do less range, and you work that range until you can go farther, and eventually you'll be able to get all the way down. So this brings the torso and the thigh close together, so it works flexion of the upper body, and then on the way up, it's strengthening the low back. So we're lengthening on the way down, and then as we come up, low back's working to come up, but back never rounds. So that's seated good morning. This last one is the QL crunch, and this lengthens out the side body. So it's a bend, and then you come back up. For the feet, I put my front foot back. So this one, we do want to be on a tight rope, and the movement is we'll be on this, then you just bend to the side, and then coming back up. I like putting my front leg back, because then I have to use the muscles in my hip and my core to stay forward. So it's bending and then coming back up. So on here, my legs right here, bony part of my hip right in the opening right here. And then we start with arms crossed, and I'm gonna bend all the way down, come back up. So I'm trying to keep my chest and hips facing the same direction, and come back up. When that becomes easy, then I'll take my top arm, put it behind my head, reach my bottom arm for the ground, come back up. And then when that becomes easy, then I can grab a weight, do the same thing. Coming down, What's up, Ben? Coming back up. 3 sets of 10 for that one. And then we switch sides. Same thing, arms crossed, coming down, coming back up. Same thing. So when my back was really bothering me, I used to have a lot of pain when I was doing this. But I just worked the range of motion where I didn't have pain for a while, and then eventually able to go a little bit farther, put my hand behind my head, started reaching down a little bit lower, and eventually started weighting myself. And now my side body, my core is a hell of a lot stronger. So this strengthens all the muscles on the side of our core, and we get a nice stretch on the side of the hip. Okay, so in review, so we have the split squat, we have the seated good morning, and then we have the QL crunch. 3 sets of 10 is a great place to start for all of those. Seated good morning, you can go up in reps to get more repetitions at the movement. You can start light with all these different movements, body weight with all of them, and then build up the weight as you go. 3 sets of 10, and this will strengthen your low back. So have fun with it and comment if you try it, but hope you guys like it.